Now, selling cut flowers for weddings is a bit tricky when you have to grow outside with the weather, because you can't let the blooms get spoiled by the rain. You also need the stems to be poker straight and absolutely perfect. So Neil came up with an invention years ago. These frames are over 10 years old, so a long time ago, so that we wouldn't be spending all of our time tying in our plants. We could just plant them and then leave them. And also we have sliding lids which go in the top of the supports to protect the flowers from the weather, because it would always happen. You'd have a wedding on a Saturday and you'd be picking on the Wednesday and Thursday, and just before then you'd get a massive downpour. So that makes it a horrible job picking the flowers, but it can also damage them, especially delicate petals. So he came up with an invention that not only supports the flowers, but it also has an inbuilt umbrella. Now you know why we have the frames. Look at that, set up for action.
26 years old, that bench.
26?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
You've obviously not used it enough. Make me more things. One.
But just come in, right, the wood. The wood is 50 by 25.
All right, don't do it too fast.
That's one.
Okay.
50 by 25. It's pressure treated,
Yeah.
and I buy it in 4.8 metre long lengths.
What does pressure treated mean?
It means it will protect it from rotting.
Oh, okay, so they put the treatment on it under pressure.
Yes.
Oh,
It goes like a pressure chamber. Drives it.
I'm impressed with myself there.
Yeah. 4.8 metre long lengths, which is the cheapest way I found to buy it.
Yeah.
But you can pay a few pence more. Yeah. Then this is a leg,
Yeah.
and it's 680 mil high.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that, which I'll show later. So I need 4 of those. Then this is what I call the end, and these are 1060 millimeters length, and then the sides here are 1070 millimeters long.
Okay.
And the reason for the width like that, you've got 1060
Yeah.
plus 2 times 50 is 1160 millimeters.
Yeah.
Our beds are 1200 wide, so therefore we've got 20 mil either side to give a bit of play.
Okay, so when you sit them in the bed.
Yes, and also remember, you don't plant right up to the edge of the bed, so it's not an issue.
Okay.
Lengthwise is 1070 plus 225s is 1120, and we get 4 on a 4.8 metre bed. So we have 4, and that leaves us about this much 20 mil gap at the end where the irrigation hose is, because you don't want to sit them on top of the hose, you'll break it. So this is a leg, the end where I get the first height up for the wire to go on. I measure up 30, and I measure up to 35 because it's going to be 35 deep that way.
Yeah.
Yep. Come in close. Then I pre-drill 2 holes to get the screws in to connect to it, but you've got to leave this amount because you've got another bar coming this way, so you don't want to catch that screw onto these screws, so it's slightly down. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you do the same at the top, so the top's going to be level at the top, but you offset these holes, 2 holes, 2 screws, because you're going to put a piece on the top and you want to come down here with the screws so it doesn't catch.
Right.
I'll show you as I build it.
Yeah.
Okay. Use 2 screws. You could use 2 of those, and these are 75 mil long because it's got to get through 50, so it's got to get in there and catch the piece you're trying to attach.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is only 65, but because they're smaller, these are what's called deck screws, so they're really good for grabbing until you get it in the right position. But you can use 2 of these. I wouldn't use 2 of these because they're not long enough. See what I mean?
Okay, so show me the screws again.
Difference in size.
Okay, so which is a deck screw?
This is the deck screw.
Okay, and you use that for?
I use just to get it into the right position and catch it.
Yeah.
And then to finally get it really tight up in, I use one of these.
Okay.
And these are?
And those are?
75 mil.
75 mil. Are they still deck screws?
No, they're just normal wood screws.
Okay.
So what I do, I get the first screw located. And then I've now got to line it up, just go by eye, because it's on an outdoor. Then I will connect this. Okay, and now we'll put in the longer one.
And you did the shorter one first because it's easier?
Yeah, and now that longer one's gone in. And the reason for pre-drilling is if you don't pre-drill that, as soon as you try and get that screw in, it'll just split it. Okay?
Yeah.
So I've done one, now I do the next one. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to line up the ends here. See, it wobbles. So it's kind of gone off squint a bit, but you just, because it's only one screw, you can pull it back round. Yeah?
Yeah.
See how much tighter this one is? Go slow. With less chance of splitting. Okay. Turn it over. Get the next end. Remember, you've got an end and don't do it the wrong way around. I've done it a few times.
What do you mean?
Well, if you don't pay attention, you'll do that and realise it's the wrong way. Okay. I've done it before.
Okay, and it's
I've done it before. So again, just line it up. So it's always a bit tight.
Just wiggle it into position.
Yeah, and because I don't so I'm twisting it and holding it at the same time. That one's in. That's one end done.
Yeah.
So I now do the other one.
Yeah.
And then I'll connect them together and I'll show you.
Okay.
I now measure 30 and up to 35, so that guides my eye. Remember, I'm trying to leave 25, so I'll do one hole there and one about there. Because the cross bit's going up here. Measure this 30, 35. One hole there roughly. Now we'll do the ends. So that's the end. Remember, I'm going at an angle because I need to keep the centre free.
Oh, the screw to go down.
Yeah, when I put the top on. Down.
Okay, so that's the reason why you're leaving a gap. Because
Yeah,
otherwise, if you've got the screws either side, where does this one go?
Yeah, so when I put the top on later, screw that way.
Yeah.
See how it goes down?
Yeah.
And it doesn't catch it.
Okay, so it's literally going down in between the two.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's precise.
Very. The reason I use 25 by 50, it's a bit more expensive. The cheapest you can buy is what's called 19 by 38 mil, and that's used as roof batten where they put tiles on roofs.
Yeah.
So it's cheap because they make so much of it. The problem is it's not strong enough.
Right.
So if you try to make it out of the thinner, one, it wouldn't be very stable because it's quite bendy, and two, if this was full of flowers and you get a storm, it will just break it.
Right.
And the other final reason why 19 by 38 is hard you'd end up with very small screws because you don't have the area to get them in.
Yeah.
So that you'll just end up, it's always weak at the joints.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So don't be fooled going for 19 by 38 because it's cheaper. It won't work.
Oh, look at that. That's organised. You've done a lot while I've been away.
It's cut for 2 frames.
Brilliant. So another 2.
So I've done one end, done the second one. That's the ends. Now I've got to join the ends together. So what I do, remember this is why we didn't, the bottom one is level with the top of this one. Yeah? So I used, and that's why we didn't put the screws. See, look, the screw there, this one. Don't go like that now, see, so it won't hit the screws.
Yeah, that's really clear now.
The top bar for the side is down this level, so it's underneath. So I use a bit like that. And the reason for that is the lid's going to fit in here. So I'll drill the holes. It doesn't matter where you drill the holes for these because there's nothing in the way.
The sides are 107, eh?
Yeah, so they're slightly longer than the ends, okay?
Yeah.
But this is a bit tricky. Especially with you filming me.
No pressure.
Right.
No pressure.
So you just got to kind of balance it like this. Get it lined up.
Or you could get a new workbench.
No, you see how that's the same height now?
Yeah.
Okay. This is why the little screws are probably better. Just to catch it. And the big one, tighten it right up. So that's solid now, see? Do the other one down this end. So use the smaller screw because you're at an angle, so you can't press that hard. You've got to use the screw to pull it tight. So that's that.
That looks much easier now.
It's a bit easier.
Bring your right in.
So you can get it straight. Get it away. Try not too much pressure on until you get the top on. Put this on up and we'll start lining it up and securing it. And it'll kind of take it into shape as you go, so don't worry too much.
It'll square off, yeah?
Yeah, near enough. It's only a flower frame, so...
Yeah, it's not a sideboard.
No.
Mind you, I do use it to put my tea on.
So I tend to just work my way round.
I'm distracted by the view of the garden. It looks lovely out there.
That's why you always have screws in my pockets for the washing machine.
That's the first thing I do, is check all the pockets.
That's it.
Wow.
Right, so now all I need is 3 across this way. fits perfectly across there.
Ah, it's all coming together now.
And then the lids go in. And this gap here is 50 mil, roughly.
Yeah.
The lids are made from this, which so they're about 25 mil plus 3 or 4 for the plastic, so there's plenty of room to push them in.
Yeah, they work really well, don't they?
So we can go 2 screws on the end here, kind of towards the middle, fill the hole. Remember, you got otherwise that'll split.
Yeah.
But remember, the screws are out of the way because they're at an angle. See, look, go down right down the middle. It won't reach that one, so it's going to miss this one.
I definitely wouldn't have thought of that. I would have used glue.
I'll get some screws. So these top bars, you can just use the shorter ones because there's no real. This is not giving it any structure.
No, and you don't have to put those in if you don't
No.
want to. If you don't want lids, but they are so handy to make a comp frame.
If you don't want to use lids, then this bar here, you just bring it up to the top.
Right.
That's all you do.
Yeah, I do recommend them though, because it means you can get a head start in the spring.
Because this is on the end, you've got to be very gentle because it can easily split. So remember, it missed the screw.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I should be able to do these by the time you finish teaching me. I don't think I will though.
Do you want to put the last screw in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go on then. Gently, 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 gently. You've got to press, you're going to rack the screw. Oh, come on, hold it. Oh, was it in? So now I need to make squares.
Yeah, yeah.
Issue, if that's the centre, if you did that, then screwed it into place, you can't get the other one in. So you have to offset them. So one will go over this side, and that one will go that way so you can screw, because you've got to screw in here. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, I'll just drill the holes. So I'm going to screw it like this, yeah? Line it up roughly like that. Make sure it's at the right height. What is I'll do the other end before I do double on this side, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, just so that you've got some movement. You're going to tighten them up with the longer screw.
Measure the other one. 50.4 should do it.
And this cross section that we end up with is very good for putting your cup of tea in.
Might be an issue because it's cheap wood. It's a knot. There's no way you're going to get a screw into that.
Right.
So we'll have to find another piece. There's a knot. You can always use it somewhere. So don't get rid of it.
I suspect the knot would make a very good foot, wouldn't it? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's extra tough.
But now I'm going to cut it in half so it doesn't matter. But for the next frame, 50.4, I should be able to use it. It's a bit tight, doesn't matter. Helps hold it. And I'll screw it. And I've already drilled the holes. It's tight. Just got to get the wire on the bottom.
Okie doke.
Yeah. But even you could lift one of these.
Even me.
Even you.
Now, in order to save money and reduce waste, we're just going to reuse the stock fencing that we had on the previous flower frames. There's nothing wrong with it, it lasts forever. So Neil's going to take off the stock fencing from the old retired flower frames, they're now 10 years old, and he's going to reuse it on the new frames.
Oh wow, so this is one of our very old frames.
Yeah, the legs are right, look.
Oh
Oh, but they've done us so well, haven't they? It's like a seesaw.
10 years.
That's not bad, considering how much we put them through.
So the new ones are going to be half the size, because this is half a bit, remember?
Yeah.
There's 2 like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 4 of these.
Yeah.
They're slightly higher.
Yeah, which is much better for the snaps.
Which is a lot better. The only hard bit I've got to do now is try and get this wire off because I want to reuse it.
Well, that's really good to recycle it though.
Yeah, getting it off's going to be fun.
Oh, you'll do it.
I put it on too well.
Yeah, you're too mean to let it go to waste.
Yeah, so...
Those frames this size, you'll be near enough to be able to get them on and off on your own.
Yes, easy, look. It's not heavy. Not heavy. Even you should be able to lift that.
Yeah, no, but I've got you. That'd be a waste, wouldn't it? There we go, you can see all he's doing is just cutting through the pins, and then that is releasing the wire, ready to be reused. Are we keeping the old twine as well?
Yeah, pimento. Yeah, it worked.
I could never do that.
That's my granddad's hammer.
That's lovely.
That's probably 100 years old, that.
That's wonderful.
Just watch your fingers. Yeah?
Yeah.
Bang.
My hand-to-eye coordination is nowhere near good enough to attempt that. Expertly done.
More at the end.
Look at that.
So I've done that and this side. I'll do that side, then I'll do the set, pull it tight. These are the lids. Perfect fit.
And that means you can take your plants straight out of the greenhouse, and if you've got nowhere to harden them off, then this is your very own cold frame, which you can use anywhere in the garden or on the flower beds themselves, which is what I do.
So these catches, yeah, that stops the frame blowing that way or the other way, yeah? And then it can't blow upwards because it's held in. And it can't go outwards because this bar's in. So that will never blow away.
Now, if you'd like to see the video on how to create the lids to go with the flower frames, if you go to my website, zoewoodwardgardening.com, and then go to Neil's page, or you can just Google it, Zoe Woodward Gardening, Neil's page, that will come up in Google for you. You can find a full video and all the information that you need to create your own lids, and I really recommend them, not only for protecting the blooms in the summer, but actually it turns out that the most useful part is turning them into cold frames in spring. So if we have a mild period, you can actually skip the hardening off step, plant them out straight away, put the lids in place, and you have got your very own cold frame set out in the garden, and the plants can just get on with growing. Down in the flower field, we have deployed the lids over the snapdragons and the nigella. They should be fine, but it's very exposed out here. So just to be on the safe side, we don't want to set them back now, do we? In those summers here, when the snapdragons arrive, what a glorious multicoloured army. This is the colour mix. Absolutely beautiful. And you can see we've only got one plantish of each, so you can see how many stems we've got coming from this ivory snapdragon. And then this is one of the red ones. So you can see all three flowers are coming from the same plant. It's unimaginable to believe that those tiny, tiny seeds create such robust plants. Look at those larkspur, still going strong. Absolutely incredible.